car, Big Caster, when hunting up in North Texas after discovering that the beaver had been back at it at my folks' place. I'd been doing some lawn work, clearing some brush, and noticed that the beaver had been there ahead of me, clearing out some trees. Now my folks like their trees and don't want them destroyed. As there are no beaver relocation programs, the beavers are going to have to be removed. So I have just arrived, gotten out of the truck, and was setting up Ben's Super Yoter-R from Bering Optics, and there are already beaver active. So while part of the video is going to be seen at 3 times accelerated speed, you're going to see pretty much the hunt in its entirety. The wind is good at this point, and while we're watching this beaver, I'm in the truck getting out my Lone Star Armory TX-15 multi-purpose carbine that's going to be shooting some Hornady SST 123 grain bullets loaded by Druid Hill Armory in the Starline brass. Getting the weapon charged, getting the tripod out, I'm getting it set up. Now I'm actually set up quite a ways from the creek, and the reason for this is because my rifle is zeroed at 100 yards. I'm at a good point, about 75 yards from the nearest bank and 85 yards from the far bank, and so my point of impact will almost be equal to my point of aim. And that's about perfect, as I won't have to worry about holdover if I'm too close when doing my shooting. On some previous hunts here, I have set up literally right on the creek bank, but because of the scope height over the barrel height, I have to hold over on the beaver in order for the bullet to impact where I want it to impact, and I'm just not worrying about that here. And that's going to be a devastating cranial shot.
Sorry, ducks.
The ducks are disturbed, and the beaver's doing its curly shuffle. So I'm scanning back and forth looking for the other beaver, and I'm not currently seeing it. I'm hoping the other beaver is going to pop up at any time, and I'm just not seeing it. So it's gone subsurface, and I go ahead and shut things down. I set my rifle to the side, and the Bering Optics continues to record video. It does not have audio, so there is no sound here. And now if you look on the lower left, you're going to see the beaver pop into the frame. And I don't see it. And I'm now on the Bering Optics, and I'm scanning, looking for it because it's recording, and now I've spotted the beaver. There it is. And so I'm going to leave the scope here, and I'm going to get back on my rifle, and the beaver's going to swim out of frame. However, got the rifle up, recorder on, and I'd done one final nuke and left the nuke button, or the nuke knob, just in place, which you're going to see is going to be a problem because under recoil it's going to move just ever so slightly when I take my shot. The beaver comes out of the water. The scope ends up nuking under recoil, so I have to nuke it again to clear the image. And the beaver is dropped into the water and is doing its curly shuffle. And I've got 2 beaver down. So literally within inside 10 minutes of arriving on the property, I've got 2 beaver down, and I'm going to go find them. Now it's always possible that there are other beaver present, so I'm scanning the creek and the creek bank along the way. And I can see the one beaver on the creek bank, the other one that dropped into the water I don't see. I get around to the other side, and indeed the other beaver has just dropped into the water right there.
Brass catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
And I come away with 2 beaver. As they are monomorphic, I can't tell if this is a male and female, 2 males or 2 females. The sexes look exactly alike.